In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another, excuse me, my clear my throat here. Welcome to another edition of what I call the Realist Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the, wow. I am the gatekeeper, host of this program, Angel Snub Nub 7, the mighty one. And of course, I am also your soul brother, number one. Hey, what's up there, Don? Glad to see you in the house. Early in the morning. Morning. I don't know whether it's a good morning or whether it's a bad morning. What I do know, for us, descendants of slaves born in America, as long as we wake up in the situation that we find ourselves, and we've been waking up to these kinds of mornings for generations, there's nothing good about the morning. Nothing. I don't like it. There's nothing good about it. As long as we are in this horrid condition that we find ourselves in, as long as we live with racists, I don't see how anybody can say good morning. That's just like waking up in a toilet stool, so, covered with feces and urine, and you talk about good morning. How is it a good morning when you wake up in the morning covered with feces and urine? How is your morning good? But some people actually, they can tolerate, they get used to oppression. Yeah, Don, I don't understand it. Some folks actually tolerate, they get used to oppression, and so they say good morning. I would never say good morning in a condition that is not good. You only lying to yourself, and sooner or later you will complain. So why the hell did you say good morning to begin with? Well, it's easy to do that when you don't want to do anything to change your condition, so you just tolerate it and pretend like everything is all right. Well, I'm not like that. I accept things just the way they are, and I'm not going to tolerate nothing. I'm going to do my best to fight to change my condition. So when I say good morning, I really mean it. There's nothing good about waking up living with racists. There's nothing good about it. There's nothing good in the still behave like slaves. I don't care if they holler black power, black conscience, a bunch of black power, black Muslim, RBG, more, and the list goes on and on, a bunch of Negro slaves. Damn, brother, how can you say that? Because it's the truth. Your actions, I don't care what you say or what you do to make yourself feel good. Actions speak louder than words, and your actions show that you are confused, don't know what you need to do to change your condition, Negro slave. That's the reality of it. That's just the bottom line. Hold on a second. I gotta do a little something here. All right, there we go. I don't like my condition. I've never liked it since I was a child. That's why when I was a child, I told myself as a child, I am not going to have children because I don't want no baby coming into this mess like somebody put me in this mess. And I was a child. Many of you have children and you ain't doing a damn thing to make their life better. Nothing. You just hope. Yeah, that's all they do. Pro-blacks do is debate information. I'm gonna tell you, it's all right to us. Excuse me, tongue-tied early in the morning. It's all right to debate information. How long you gonna do it? And what is that information? Once the debate is over, what is that information gonna do for you? These pro-black nutcases, insane, self-righteous, profane, vulgar-ass Negroes have been debating for years and years and years. What has it changed? What has it done? And then you go to the flip side. You have an idiot like Tommy Sotomayor. You know, you have an idiot like Tommy Sotomayor talk about black women wheeze and the black women do this and the black women do that, blah, blah, blah. And you know, he talk his dumbass stuff. What has he changed? What do he change? Nothing. Most people in America don't even know these pro-black Negroes. Most of our people in America don't know who Tommy Sotomayor is. They don't care. They don't care. So, and the ones who have the power to get their ear a little bit, some of them, the only thing they are interested in is money. Living well, living good, living a lavish life. Praise me. And that's what we want to talk about for a few minutes this morning. Is this the black man? So, brothers and sisters, we have a thing, this thing about unearned praise. We love to be, some of us, we love to be praised. We want to, some of them play the humble, they try to play the humble role, but they actually love this being praised, looked upon as some kind of God. They love celebrity. They love the cameras. They love people hollering and screaming their name like they are Michael Jackson or somebody. When did black struggle? When did liberation? When did revolution become entertainment? It's not entertainment. But these Fruit Loops have turned our struggle into entertainment, and nobody takes us serious. We don't even take ourselves serious. It's all about entertainment. What show are you going to look at? Let's go to the Nation of Islam website. That's a good show. Let's listen to Tariq Nasheed. That's a good show. Come to my show. I'm not here for show. My channel is not about show. I'm not here for entertainment. And those devils who studied me for 10 years, they would tell you, I'm not for show. I'm serious as a heart attack. I'm not nobody to play games. They would tell you that because they know from experience, I don't play. I'm not just running my mouth. They know I'm very vengeful also. They know if I had some kind of power, I would make them pay for what the hell they done to me. They know it. I would not be shocked if they're not keeping an eye on me. I would not be shocked because they know I'm not playing with their happy ass. I don't play games with folks. I don't run around. I'm not going to run around and threaten nobody. Or I'm going to do this to you. Or I'm going to do that to you. No. When you see me, I'm going to be actually kicking you in your ass or putting a bullet in your brain. That's what I do. I'm not going to threaten you and do nothing. I don't make threats. Either you put up or shut up. I don't want you running around scared. I want you to stay cool, calm, and collect. So when I come for your happy ass, it'll be easy. I don't want to threaten you. I don't want you to be on the defensive. Make my job harder when I come for you. So I don't make threats. When I do what I have to do, I'm going to just do it. I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do and send you notes and emails and all this kind of crazy stuff. But let's get back to these Negroes who love unearned praise. Back in 1982, it was 82, there was an issue of the Final Call newspaper published by the Final Call Incorporated, which that is the real name. There is no Nation of Islam. The Nation of Islam does not exist. The real name of this organization that's calling itself the Nation of Islam is the Final Call Incorporated. the Nation of Islam does not exist. The only people the only persons who have the right legally to use the name Nation of Islam is the family members, those who had the authority. Louis Farrakhan has no authority to use the name Nation of Islam. That's why you never hear him talk about the intellectual property of the Nation of Islam. He does not have the right to the Nation of Islam intellectual property. Thus, he cannot be the Nation of Islam. He's using the name because it's a matter of public domain. Anybody can be the Nation of Islam. The family don't care. Those who actually have the authority behind the Nation of Islam, clearly they don't care. They done. So if I wanted to, I could be the Nation of Islam. So I want to make that real clear. The Final Call newspaper is not published by the Nation of Islam. And I even, if you get a copy of the the Final Call newspaper, I believe even in that paper it says published by the Final Call Incorporated. It does not say published by the Nation of Islam. So, but in 1982, there was the issue of the Final Call newspaper and the excuse me, I gotta make some moves here. And gotta take care of some business here, y'all. All right. On the cover of that newspaper was, "We must first be brothers." And Minister Farrakhan decided to take all the titles away. All the titles. Because a lot of these people, they were tripping, they were tripping off these titles. They was getting the big head. They was getting the big head over these titles. So he took the titles away. No more captain, no more lieutenant, no more minister, all that type of stuff. And even when it came to Minister Farrakhan himself, he took away the title. He was just Brother Farrakhan. I want to make this point. He was just Brother Farrakhan. We had a meeting after his lecture in St. Louis one time, and I was there. I heard it out the man's mouth. Matter of fact, I think I was probably standing very close to him, almost next to the man. He told us out of his mouth, Minister Farrakhan told us out of his mouth, "Do not call me the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan." This is what he told us in 1982. He said, "Don't do it. I'm just your little brother." He said, "I'm just your little brother trying to bring back the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad." I heard this out the man's mouth. He said it it was live and in living color. He said, "Do not call me honorable." But guess what? These Negroes still done it. They kept doing it. It was some other titles that they gave him, the modern day Paul. It was some other stuff that they was calling him too. But they kept calling him the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Now, even to this day, these believers keep telling me, "Well, the minister don't tell us to call him honorable." So why the hell you keep calling him that? If your leader is telling you, "Don't call me honorable," why the hell you still doing it for? What does this tell us about your happy ass? A bunch of slaves, a bunch of personality worshipers, somebody looking for a savior, somebody looking for a God. This man told you out of his mouth, don't call him honorable, and they do it anyway. Suffice to say, mind you now, Louis Farrakhan really has not made a real effort to stop these people from calling him honorable because he likes it. That's the bottom line. Because he likes it. He likes being called honorable. He likes that praise. Louis Farrakhan has done nothing to earn the title honorable. Nothing. Saying some speeches for 40 years, converting people and make them believe they are Arabs, there's nothing honorable about that. Even in his own teaching, he turned hypocrite against his teacher. There's nothing honorable about that. I was watching a video by the Son of Man, and he was breaking it down how Minister Louis Farrakhan is not honorable. He was breaking it down, made very good points. He has done nothing honorable, but that's how it is with us. We love unearned praise. Don't you know? Now, believe this or not, don't you know there are some people who have actually called me honorable? There are some people who have actually called me some type of modern day prophet. They try to put these titles on you. I don't want your title. I have done nothing and said nothing to be called honorable. I have done nothing and said nothing to be divine. I'm not special. I do not want unearned praise. Now look, before I continue, let me make something very, very clear. I give credit, and we should give credit where credit is due. Don't get it twisted. Give people their credit. As much as I talk about Minister Farrakhan or anybody, if you ever watch my videos and people don't understand because they think that you hate folks, I don't hate nobody. I just tell the truth. But when you do something and you earn accolades, when you have earned that praise, I will give it to you. Now, I know that I have spoken words and I have done things that earn some type of praise. But there are those, because they just simply hate you, nothing you say, nothing you do, because they hate you, they won't give you any praise at all. And that's fine and dandy. But I don't roll like that. I don't care who you are. Even this cracker, even these peckerwoods, if they do something honorable, if they do something worthy of praise and credit, I'm going to give it to them. It's simple as that. I will give you your praise. I will give you your credit for anything that you do positive. I would do that. I would do that. I don't roll like that. So believe me, I'm not about denial of praise. I will give you credit for. Oh, okay, we're having technical difficulties as usual, but we're gonna keep rolling here. So I'm going to give you your praise. I'm going to give you your honor. But I'm not going to give you something that you don't deserve. I'm not going to do that. Now, look. Do you know, especially in the so-called black conscious community, they want to be known as gods. They want to be known as goddesses. and kings and queens and royalty. They like that because they want unearned praise. These people have done nothing. They have done nothing to show. God is a title. God is a title. Goddess is a title. King is a title. Queen is a title. Police officer is a title. Mayor is a title. President, and we can go on and on. These are titles. And in order to wear these titles, you must earn the title. You just don't get the title simply because that's what you want to be. What are you doing? What have you done in order to earn this title? Ex-President Obama had to earn that title. He had to go out, get the votes, put himself in a position, win an election in order to be called President Obama. The same thing with Donald Trump. They had to earn that. It was not just given to them. A police officer must go through the academy in order to be called a police officer. In order to be called a school teacher, you must go through your schools of learning in order to be called a school teacher. So you must qualify. You must qualify to earn these titles. You must qualify yourself in order to earn these, earn this praise. These people want to be called gods of the universe, mothers and fathers of civilization, kings and queens, and the only thing they have to do is sit on their ass and do nothing. They have not qualified themselves to be a god. Now, what they have qualified themselves for, and they don't like, what they have qualified themselves for is you have earned the title of nigger. You have earned the title of slave. That's what you have earned. And you do that very well. And you get praise for that all the time. But that kind of praise you really don't like. But you have earned that. But you don't like it. So let's give you some unearned praise. Let's be a king. Let's be a queen. Let's be a nation builder. There is no evidence that you are a nation builder. Let's build a nation. Let's build. These people aren't doing nothing. They have not laid no concrete. There's no foundation. There's no signs that these people are nation builders. Just because you sell a t-shirt, just because you make a YouTube video, don't make you a hey, how you doing there, Tyra? Hey, one of my favorite models is Tyra Banks. I love Tyra Banks. I like Tyra. Unfortunately, Tyra is out there in the world, but I like Tyra. Hey, Tyra, there's no evidence to show that these people are building a nation. The only evidence that is very clear is that with all that black power, with all that black power stuff that these folks be talking, the only true title you have earned again is nigger. Matter of fact, many of these people call themselves nigger. They call themselves nigger every day. But you are not a god. You are not a goddess. You are not a king. You rule no nation. You are not a god. You have no power. You say, well, our ancestors. What? First of all, I don't believe that stuff. That's a lot of fantasy fairy tale stuff. But let's just say that your ancestors are gods and goddess. Has nothing to do with you. They actually was rulers in nations. What does that have to do with you? Where is your nation? Where is your country? Where is your power? You don't have nothing except YouTube videos. Talk about white supremacy every day. Well, the white supremacists, what you gonna do about the white supremacy? You ain't gonna do nothing about it. There's no nails, there's no lumber, there's no land. You a nation builder. You're not a nation builder, you're not a king, you're not a queen, you're not a god, you're a goddess, you're nothing but talk, but you want the praise like you done something. You don't get praise. You don't look. I'm gonna say this and we're gonna be out of here, y'all. You don't get to be called a police officer until you earned it. You don't get to be called a nation until you've built a nation. You don't get to be called a queen until somebody put you in a position where you be called a queen. And you dang sure cannot be called a god until you can show the world that you have some kind of power. What is your power as a god? Can you call lightning down from the sky? Do you control the water? Do you control good and evil? What do you, I mean, you a God, what do you do? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying not to be a preacher, Tyra. I'm trying not to be a preacher. I'm just talking. Because these things, we need to get out of fantasy land. I'm just your brother. Now, look, there's only one title that I do embrace. And it was a lot of sisters back in the, in you know, back like it was 2009, 2010, something like that. It was some sisters. Thank you, Tyra. Love you, Tyra. Um, it was a group of sisters, and the majority of these sisters were what y'all call swirlers. Matter of fact, as long as I've had my channels, according to YouTube statistics, the main audience of Angel Snuffing Up 7 have been women. My sisters, soul sisters, and swirlers or whatever. It was black women that have always been the majority of the people listening to Angel Snuffing Up 7. So back in 2009, 2010, this group of sisters gave me a title called Divine Masculine. And Divine Masculine is nothing but a masculine, a brother who defends and stands up for womanhood. So I will accept that title because I will do that. Because I love my sisters. I love my mama. I love women. And that's just the bottom line. Mama gave me the title. So as her son, as the father, as her protector, her provider, as a provider, hold on, y'all. I'm gonna have to I gotta do something real quick. I'm not going nowhere. I just gotta make a move here. So let's take a moment of silence real quick. Okay. Okay, we back. Yeah, so The sisters gave me that title, Divine Masculine. And oh yeah, there's another title. There's another title I call AdMinister that I use. And AdMinister is just a different way of saying minister because, or I use AdMinister because in reference to administration. It is my job, my responsibility to administer what I call real truth. So I use those titles, Divine Masculine and AdMinister. But I make it very clear, and I do not allow people to come around me and try to give me unearned praise, because I don't want it. I don't want it. I want to earn whatever I get. I want to earn it. I don't want unearned praise. But see, the reason why we do that is because we are a people who suffer from low self-esteem, and we have been treated as nobodies. We have been treated as inferiors for hundreds of years. So we want to feel good about ourselves. That's the reason why we embrace Kemet. That's why we embrace all these ancient civilizations, because we're trying to find a way to make ourselves feel good, because we don't have no value on ourselves. I don't need Kemet. Let me tell you something. I don't need Kemet to feel good about myself. I don't need it. I don't need ancient Timbuktu. I don't need no ancient history. I don't need the mother of civilization. I don't need to be called a god or none of that stuff to feel good about myself. I don't need it. And when I get praise, it's going to be earned praise. Oh, Tyra, don't go like that. My sister Tyra said we've been very delusional in how we think. And sister Tyra said, hell, a whole lot of us can't even read. You're right. And not only, even for those who do know how to read, you must be able to comprehend what you read, understand what you read. Also, you must understand this. Everything that you read ain't necessarily true. Everything that you read ain't necessarily real. You have to be able to use your brain in order to discern fact from fiction. I'm going to say that again. You must use your brain to discern fact from fiction. Hey, Syrian. Syrian says that the Europeans say that the black folks ruled Egypt. That's nice. Don't have nothing to do with me. Those Egyptians are dead and gone. They don't rule a damn thing no more. The only thing that's left is a bunch of rocks over there. The pyramids is nice, but I'm not impressed by the pyramids. That's over and done with. That's dead. Y'all love to worship the dead. Y'all love to worship that which is not alive. Y'all love to worship that which has nothing to do with you. So what? So what if blacks ruled Egypt? What does that information, how did it help the slaves? The fact that black people ruled Egypt when our ancestors was working in them damn cotton fields, getting raped, getting sodomized, going through all kinds of hell, and you're not doing too good today, what does that do for you? Not a damn thing. That's a waste of my time, waste of my energy to trip off stuff like that. So you're not going to get me hooked up in that fantasy world. I don't care. Egypt, Kemet is dead. Nobody from Kemet come to tell you nothing. Timbuktu no longer exists. It's gone. It's dead. I'm interested in what is alive. I'm interested in that which can change. Dead people don't change. They rot and turn into nothing. Only the living can evolve and make changes. The reason why the so-called Negro, the descendants of slaves born in America, the reason why you can't make any changes is because you're acting like dead folks. And that's why the cracker called us Negro. Another word for Negro is dead. That's why he called us dead. We dead. And he know it. He knows what we are because the Peckerwood created us. You did not come from Egypt. You did not come from Africa. You came right here from out the belly of chattel slavery. You have to understand that. That's why you don't understand yourself. You never been free. That's why you don't understand freedom. Because you never been free. You was born in slavery, always a slave. But it don't have to stay that way. It don't have to stay that way. It's a brand new day and time. And like y'all said, you need to wake up. You need to wake up, become conscious, and not just stay there. You got to prove that you are awakened. Because just because you become awakened don't mean that you're going to do anything. There's a lot of people that become awake. There's a lot of people that become conscious. Conscious and being awake don't mean you're going to do anything. There's a lot of people that know stuff. That don't mean they are going to act on what they know. But if you are alive, if you truly are alive and awake, you have to act upon, you have to make a move, because the living must move. The dead don't move. Wherever the dead lie, that's where the dead lie. That's why we still live in America. That's why we continue to tolerate this madness that we tolerate day in and day out, because we're dead. We're not a living people. And I want to say this before I call it a morning. You know, when I was locked, hey, when I was locked up, and people would come to me and they would say, well, brother, they got your body, but they don't have your mind. And you know, the mindset or the philosophy with telling you that, you know, is to make you to feel better about yourself. And, you know, in a way that's true. You're locked up, but your mind is elsewhere. But see, the reality is they have your body and your mind. And what happens is your mind begins to create these fantasies. Well, you got my body, but you don't have my mind. So you start living in this fantasy world like you're not locked up. But believe me, it don't take long. You're gonna realize that your oppressor got your body and your mind. So that's some fantasy crap that people be telling yourself to feel better. If you are locked up, I don't care if in your mind you are vacationing in Hawaii. Believe me, when it's all said and done, they got your body and your mind. I know that from experience, because I pretended not to be there many occasions. So what? When it was all said and done, I was locked up, my body and my mind. So we need to get out of this fantasy talk, this garbage, this feel-good rhetoric stuff. And we should stop wanting this unearned praise. If you want to be a God, look, here I am. I'm talking about taking control of a state. And you got all these folks that's calling themselves gods and goddesses and kings and queens, and they laugh at me because I talk about taking control of a state. Here you are, a god and a goddess, a king and a queen. You mean to tell me you can't take control of a state for yourself? That goes to show you it's nothing but fantasy. It goes to show that you don't have no power at all. Because if you're a god or a goddess and all this stuff that you claim, it should be easy to take control of a state. That's an easy thing to do. But the reality is, when you wake up out of your dream, when you wake up out of your dream, when you wake up out of your nightmare, the reality is you locked up, incarcerated, and you a nigger. That's the reality of it. I don't care how much you call yourself God and goddess, king and queen, the mother of civilization, father of civilization, all this pretty sounding stuff. The reality is you're nothing but a nigger. And you're going to stay a nigger because that's what you want to be. When you decide to change that situation, change that condition, then your whole situation would change. But right now, keep living y'all fantasy. That weak stuff. RBG, Black Muslim, Moors, Kemetic, all that weak do nothing stuff. That ain't getting you nowhere. But it make you feel good. Keep standing, keep going to on that road to nowhere. Keep laughing at me. I don't care. You only hurt yourself. You don't hurt me. I got plans to take care of myself and the people I love as individuals. You don't hurt me. I know what's up. You only hurt yourself. And unfortunately, it might not be in our lifetime, but I guarantee you, there's going to be a big price to pay. So keep laughing. Keep laughing. Believe me, incarceration is not funny. And you can ask the Jewish people, concentration camps is not funny. Gas chambers is not funny. Ovens is not funny. You want to think, y'all want to keep thinking that all of this is a game. Come to my show. Listen to my blog talk show. It's all about a show. This is entertainment. Pretty soon, these folks are going to shut down. You see these white nationalist groups. They rising. They're gaining members. Even to the point, some of these people cannot wait. They are willing to pick up a gun as individuals and blow your brains out. As individuals. What you think gonna happen when these people organize and decide what they're gonna do? And you think that the government is gonna stop everything? Hell, the government is gonna be part of it. I want y'all to watch a fictional movie. Me and my beautiful lady friend, we went to see. We had a good time watching. It's called The First Purge. The First Purge is a movie about purging people because they need to get rid of some of the folks out of society. Guess who was the first people they needed to get rid of? Decrease the pop people, soul brothers and sisters. The first purge. Now later on, they began to purge Caucasian people and other folks. But the first people to get rid of was black folks. You like going to the movies is telling you what the deal is. Keep thinking that it's a game. Keep thinking it's first. Look at us right now in the media. Look at us. All these black men faces. It's a reason. They are hyping the people up, conditioning the people to look at us in a certain way. These reality shows, they show us acting crazy. The sisters cussing each other out and fighting. Look at these animals. Look at these savages. So when they make their move on us, ain't nobody gonna say nothing. They moving these coffins all over this country. I see these coffins. Where they taking these coffins to? All these National Guard, they moving their equipment to all these different places. All these thousand. Look, this is what you don't understand. You 25, 50 years, it's all well and good. You think that this is the way it's going to stay. Your enemies plan 10, 15, 20, 25 years. That's how they roll. And this is another thing you forget about your enemy. These people are vicious. They are wicked. People around the world call them devils. There's a reason for that. They smile in your face. They smile in your face, and they are planning your destruction. You better make a move while you can. Because once you're in a position, once this thing begins to come down and you have not done nothing, just like the brothers and sisters in Tulsa, Oklahoma, they built all that up. But they did nothing to defend themselves, and they knew. One of the survivors, who was a little girl at the time, she said she heard the adults. They knew them Peckerwoods was gonna make a move on Black Wall Street, on the black side of town. They knew it was coming, but they did nothing to prepare themselves for that day. And you and I are doing nothing. Mothers are, yeah, you're gonna be a god and a goddess in a damn grave. That's where you're gonna be. You're gonna be the mother of a dead civilization, father of dead civilization. That's what you're gonna earn. You're gonna earn death, and these people gonna be happy to put you to death. Keep thinking that it's a joke. Keep thinking it's a conspiracy theory. That's the way the Jews did back in the 1930s and 40s. That's the way they thought too. Oh, that's conspiracy theory. I'm an American. I mean, I'm a German. I fought in the war. My country loved me. And you see what happened to those Jews in Germany. Because they think the same way that you do. You think it's a game. It's not a game. And those of us who really love our children, it might not happen in our lifetime. We have to prepare our future generations so they can have a chance to defend themselves and live. Because anything can happen in the world. Something like this can happen sooner than we think. The right thing that happened in the world can mess us up overnight. It could start happening overnight if the right thing in the world happens. It's not a game. I don't have children, but I love my grand relatives. Try to help them because I know as an adult, as their elder, I know they have enemies that want them dead, that want you extinct. Don't you know there were close to 700 Native American tribes in this country? How many of these 700 tribes do you know of? Me, myself, I can barely name, I can name less than 10. All of these people are extinct. What make you think that soul brothers and sisters, the so-called Negro, you can't go extinct? There's a lot of people that's been on this earth. They are extinct now. What make you think that you can't join them? But that's your business. You don't want to live, then so be it. You want to laugh at me? Laugh. Don't hurt me none. Don't hurt me at all. But with that said, I said enough. Actually, I said more than I thought that I wanted to. Almost an hour. I thought I was going to be able to talk for about 15 minutes. But like they say in church, when the spirit hit you. So, shout out to my Facebook. I'll be putting this on Facebook as soon as I get a chance. Shout out to those who will listen to this talk later on. And of course, y'all who keep me company. Shout out to my chat room, Tyra and Syrian and Don and some of those maybe I didn't see in the chat room. Thank y'all for listening. We got to start taking things serious, y'all. I mean, we keep talking about it. We keep talking about being serious, but we need to really, for real, we need to get serious on this. Otherwise, we are going to be an extinct people. So it don't make no difference if you're a black Muslim or Moor or Hebrew or whatever you want to call yourself. It ain't gonna make no difference when you extinct. So on that note, I'm Artie 5000. As Don Cornelius always used to tell us, as important, I wish us love, peace, and soul. Let y'all ride with me a few seconds and then we going out. Mm.